And good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the TASG Watch Party on a Tuesday late afternoon. Mark Canape, Jensen and Heather, and Mark Monarch coming up in just a second. Mark Monarch will be coming up at the tail end of our live stream. This is Ahsoka, episode 3, heading into this one. Welcome to those watching on YouTube and Facebook Live. So, yeah, before we begin, this live stream is done in the middle of the writers' strike and the SAG-AFTRA Screen Actors Guild strikes. Uh, these series cannot happen without the talented writers and actors, as well as the many crew members who put this show together. It's without them that we get this here today. So please, if you'd like to support, I have the SAG-AFTRA link with the QR code link in the lower right hand side. All right. In the last two episodes, in the two-episode premiere, is essentially getting a chance to take a look at the Rebels characters once again, and it was a great time. Um, this is the first time that these Rebels characters have been brought from the background and the backdrop of Star Wars Rebels, which many people have not seen, and they brought them into the forefront here. And now these characters and even the stories back in Rebels are finally getting the respect it deserves. We wrapped up with the scene the iconic scene from the season 4 finale of Star Wars Rebels, and now this episode we are getting the ball rolling. We're getting the adventure started. This is now I mean you can if you want to, but I'll call this this is truly going to be the first true episode of Ahsoka, as everything was pretense going up to now. Joining us on the other side, Jensen, who is heating up his wings because we are getting ready for our summoning Ezra Buffalo Wild Wings to summon Ezra segment on the show, our Buffalo Wild Wings flavor of the week, because I did not eat lunch today. So, um, as Jensen gets things ready, I we are I we I can't talk today. um, Series drops at the top of the hour, and so we got a little bit of dead space to do it. Speaking of dead space, have y'all seen the new Disney Parks blog drop right now? New expansions coming over to the Haunted Mansion. It's going to be very interesting to see what they do. But it's they're changing the queue a little bit, so it's looking really nice. They're going to put in a lift for wheelchairs. It looks like, but the area looks gorgeous. It looks amazing. It looks incredible. I love it. The bandstand, on the interesting thing, the bandstand has historically been facing the French market, which is now Tiana's Palace. Will do a 360. It's going to turn around and it's going to face the mansion. So it's going to be a very interesting New Orleans Square come 2024. The entire west side of the park, as it is right now, is not the west side of the park that we've had in years past, nor will it be the west side in the future. It's very interesting. Back in 2017, Fantasmic 2.0, we still had the stairs, we still had the DVC cart. That was before they made all these changes, but there's been sweeping changes over in the west side in New Orleans Square. It's very interesting to see how much that land has changed, especially when they tore down the upper terrace viewing areas of Fantasmic. Um, it's been a very interesting change. New Orleans Square has seen a lot of change, very interesting change. But you know what needs to change more? Tomorrowland, the east side of the park. How about that? Um, exactly. And looks like we got Jensen back here.
Howdy,
Welcome.
howdy.
Um, so we still have a few minutes to go before the show. Let's go ahead and get right into our weekly summoning of Ezra Bridger. On BOGO Tuesday, it is time for Buffalo Wild Wings part of our segment. This is not sponsored. This is just for good luck to get Ezra back. Um, and this week, our featured flavor is Caribbean jerk. I did not have, to be quite honest with you, I did not have lunch today, so I already had one wing. Um, but I'm gladly to have another one right here. Did you get any other flavors for yours?
Yeah, I got the Caribbean jerk or Caribbean or whatever you want to call it. I got honey barbecue and we got the lemon pepper dry rub this time.
Oh,
So
what did you
different
have last
barbecues,
time?
different. We had
Because
the
you
lemon
said lemon
pepper sauce.
pepper. Ooh,
We had the
interesting.
sauce last time. Now we have the dry rub. And then last time we got sweet barbecue, and now we got honey barbecue.
Sweet barbecue, honey barbecue. Last week we did hot garlic, and this time around we are just keeping it all Caribbean jerk. So, without further ado, I'm gonna grab a drumstick for this one.
Oh yeah.
It's a little bit dry on the sauce side for me, but then again, I had it open for about 15 minutes. So,
All right,
yeah. Here we
my
go.
wing.
Oh, that's good.
Mhm. It's got like that pepper kind of thing.
Oh, yeah. Mm.
It's
Last
not as
time I got
spicy
blue
as
cheese,
it's
they
not. It's not as spicy
not as spicy. I agree,
as the spicy garlic.
which is very interesting.
No wing, flat or drumstick. It's in the fridge.
I know I'm having a drumstick right now, but I'm Flats Nation all the way. All right. So Buffalo Wild Wings is one of those restaurants that you can also have one of their sauces as a
What do you
side
think?
dipping sauce. So yeah, I have my blue cheese on the side, but this time around I got parmesan, garlic parmesan or parmesan. However, it is.
The spicy garlic.
You like spicy garlic? Yeah, I have that
Okay.
on the other side. What's up, fam?
He said, "What's up?"
Hello, I can't hear you. Sorry,
That's fair.
I just got home.
Hmm. Well, that's interesting.
Uh-huh. Heather said it's like sweet but spicy,
Oh, good.
but good.
Yes. But in terms of dipping it in the garlic parmesan sauce, their garlic parmesan sauce tastes like a Caesar salad, a Caesar dressing.
I should try that.
Very fascinating. Don't know how to feel about it. I'd say it's pretty good, but not as good as honey garlic.
Or the spicy
Honey
garlic.
garlic, spicy garlic. Thank you. How would you rate?
How would you rate?
Um, 7.
Heather says 7.
7.
Um,
I agree.
yeah, I have to agree as well.
It's not as
7.
flavorful. It's all in the
Yeah,
pepper.
yeah,
The sweetness does very little to nothing for me.
yeah. I mean, it's there, which is nice, but and it's also nice not being as spicy as the spicy garlic. I
I'll take an earphone.
don't know what to do with it. There it is.
So that is the wing of the week here on a Buffalo Wild Wings traditional Tuesday deal.
Lemon pep.
Um,
What the food?
It's a really good. It's a really good flavor. I really wish that they caked my wings in more sauce. It's a little bit on the drier end of things.
Yeah, it is a little dry, but
Drier than last
just
week.
a little.
It's very interesting. This garlic parmesan sauce, I can't. It tastes like a Caesar dressing.
Oh, the garlic parm
Yeah,
Hmm.
the garlic parm sauce.
is so good.
Because you got it on the side.
Because that's the best part about Buffalo Wild Wings. You can get the sauces on the side. Wingstop, I dare you to do that. All right, so that's our weekly summoning of Ezra Bridger. We saw him in Manus Fondi. Can't unfortunately can't comment on it because it would violate union rules. But man, he did a great job of portraying Ezra's little mannerisms. Um,
Yeah.
like he did an incredible job, and everybody, a lot of people even who complained about Hera, they were silent. They've been silent the last week, and it's been nothing but praise. People have been rewatching this, and it's official. The first episode has been viewed 14 million times, which means
Wow.
28 million eyeballs saw Sabine get stabbed. So we'll find out how many saw that she survived coming right up. Um, we are just 3 minutes out from the start of the episode. Jen, I didn't get a chance to acknowledge it. I'm sorry. Um, what was a little theory that you sent to me?
Oh, that's right. Um, so if you watched the map, or you looked at the map in the first episode, second episode, um, all of the little tunnel portal things are written in the old Sith language. So the same portal that Ezra used in for the world between worlds is also that same portal with similar markings.
Wow.
So I'm wondering if he was able to access that portal just because he got a little Sith in him,
Just a little
just a little
Sith.
bit, just a little Sith.
It's a That's a very interesting take, but I said in the last episode, I fear that he may have turned some way somehow. Not I don't know. Reluctantly, I believe is the word. Yeah, I'd say reluctantly. Just because he doesn't seem like the kind of guy to do so, but when you're trapped with a menace in Thrawn, there's definitely something
Mhm.
that. But as you mentioned though in the last episode, that Thrawn wouldn't deal in political dealings.
Yeah,
So it's very interesting to see what happens if we even see him. But it is a very solid theory, and thank you for pointing that out uh,
yeah.
earlier in the week. So we are just moments away, mere seconds away from the episode dropping right here on Disney Plus. Please give us a few moments as we get our group watch set up. Later on in the live stream, we'll be joined with Mark Monarch with his thoughts after the episode. He'll join us for the post show. He'll ping me. He said he'll ping me if he's able to join. If he doesn't ping, then it means he's unavailable. So we'll see what happens. This is 6 p.m. on a Tuesday night. Episode 3 of Ahsoka is out. It is part 3. What the fuck? 36-minute episode.
Bruh, bruh.
We're getting into that again. Nor. All right. Well, here we go. Like I guess if you insist. uh, Discord, Discord, boom, shaka boom. It is in your Discord.
Alrighty.
36 minutes. The shortest episode so far I mean, it's only week 2, but still, enough of this crap, please.
Uh,
Oh, by the
Alright
way,
then.
yeah, I completely forgot she was back there. All right, everybody is in. We'll have the timer running in the lower right. This is Ahsoka, episode 3. No, I hit the wrong one.
No. Oh no.
Damn it. I didn't do it again. Sorry, guys.
Unbelievable. How dare you?
Boo his.
Boo. Tomato.
Potato.
That's episode 1.
All right.
You have to.
Hera tangles with New Republic politics while Ahsoka and Sabine voyage to a distant planet.
That one. Oh,
All right.
alright.
Here we go.
Alright.
The droids, they took the map.
They took the map.
Just open up the Disneyland app and you'll be good.
Oh my god.
By the way, I don't know if I pointed it out, but the shipyard in Corellia, you drive through it in Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run.
Hmm.
Maroc. A lot of people have been theorizing Starkiller.
Ooh. Okay.
And if it's Starkiller, Sam Witwer, baby. It's his way of repping Maul.
Yeah. Rebel Season 5, let's go.
Beautiful. Give me them space whales.
Yeah. Space Whales.
Are you going back to But that's what got you stabbed, though.
General Grievous?
Damn. Was it Satoshi? Bitcoin? Mindfulness. Damn. Better get that information from Hoyang than Chopper. Oh, tell that to Kanan. By the way, after 2 weeks, we're into the second week. I'm okay with. Hey, right. Even though she ain't force sensitive, I'm okay with that. Me when I feel a spider web. This training music has been top notch. Snarky Rascal, I'll show you. Here we go again. We do have chicken wings. They're only from Buffalo Wild Wings. Thank you. Time to fly. They fly now? Oh, hey now. Are we going to see Jason in this episode? Oh, okay. We get into Hamato. Rebels fans rise up. I'm sorry, Resistance fans rise up.
Yo! Yo!
Oh, yeah. We saw this in.
Yeah. Well, I didn't.
I forgot. He's younger in this one. Hamato, baby, if you don't remember. And the Vespa. If you guys don't remember Kazuda, right down there on the third level. Star Wars Resistance. He is the son of the senator. So, senator in Resistance was pretty gray, so this is right before he had a kid. Shut up. She's probably gonna bring out the. Do you have kids? It's like, yeah, one. Kazoo. Hera calling him out in every single move. He took my Kalikori. Fuck you, Hamato. How dare you say that? There's Jason. Dark green. Dark green? Wow.
Ain't no way. Ain't no way.
Yep,
No way.
that's him. The ears. Pull back his hair. Pull back his hair. We need to see the ears. I want to be a Jedi just like your father before me. Exactly. That's our answer right there. That's Jason Sindula.
Goddamn.
Just about the 11th minute of a 36-minute episode, and we just saw Jason. Bruh. Sorry. Just because I don't feel it does not mean you can be a Jedi. But because it flows through you doesn't mean I can use it. Midichlorians? She's got a high Mandalorian count, but a low midichlorian count. Is she gonna have her lift that cup? Do or do not. There's no try. Interesting. Risen up that cup. Ezra did the same thing, and y'all prosecuted him for it. Boo. Oh shit. Direct hit after direct hit. Damn it. These ships look very familiar. Where do you think they came from?
Um, I don't know, man. They look like those ships on in the episode 8,
Yeah.
the ones they use on the ground
Mm-hmm.
on the salt planet.
Yeah. Oh, what's this gonna look like?
I want to see this. Marat.
Should be my Spider-Man name. Star Wars.
Okay. I thought it was gonna look like they were gonna have like a whole like shot of it.
Yeah. It's really nice to see this ship in action. What the fuck?
They're right beneath their nose. Yep.
Oh, this is gonna be controversial. Oh, okay. I was about to say, I'm like, are you gonna? Was she gonna pull a Leia? Okay, this is sick. I can't wait for the cosplayers to do this. Spacesuit Ahsoka, freaking wild. But there's no gravity in space.
Yeah.
She probably has a gravity suit.
Oh yeah. It's just like when they put the horses on the Star Destroyers in Episode 9.
Unless it's in the shoes.
It
Has to
has,
be.
yeah, it has to be.
Steel dome, magnetic. Saw that with the ghost and wall. Purgill, Purgill, baby.
Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Ain't
Yeah,
no way. Ain't no way.
yeah. That's gorgeous right there. Look at that. We saw the Purgill last year or earlier this year. They're majestic. I want to see them jump.
Oh my god.
Just imagine a DLC with Star Wars Squadrons with these guys in it.
Oh my god.
It's beautiful. You saw Sabine's face though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like it's them. You find the Purgill, find Ezra. Find Ezra, find Thrawn. Bruh.
Wow. Good thing they have a red ship with red trees. That's pretty good.
Convenient. Yep. Faster than 12 parsecs.
No.
That's crazy. But that makes sense. Balin. Oh, yeah, I forgot. It's a 36-minute episode.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
That's it. 5 minutes of credits. Yeah.
Rob,
Wow, we were
that's
just
it?
getting started.
Not genius.
We were just getting. We had the fun getting started.
Oh my god.
Whew. Good stuff. Good wings. For a second, I was nervous because if you remember episode 8, where Leia gets blasted out,
Yeah.
but somehow she survives through the
Oh. So
through the
this
will of the Force.
the script on the screen for the credits,
Hmm.
all of the names, that's the Sith language.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Because it's clearly a map.
Yes.
All right.
And see, those are the Purgo.
Oh,
Right here.
wow. But that
Yeah.
makes sense.
And then the Purgo are wrapped around the portal where they are. Oh, come on. So far away.
And it all signs lead to that planet. So that planet has to be where Thrawn and Ezra are.
Right.
Which, if you were to translate that, what would it be? All right, let's bring in the fourth member of our crew in just a moment. Frick. If I remember how to do it. Okay. All right, Heather, you don't have to answer that. But let's bring in the fourth member of our crew, the Emperor himself, Mr. Mark Monarch. What is going on, my friend?
Hey, doing good, doing good.
Well, we just wrapped up this episode, shortest episode so far in the. I mean, we've only had 2 weeks of it, but it's still nonetheless, the shortest episode so far. What are your thoughts?
Short.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
were.
Short,
We,
but short, but I liked it. I mean, we got dogfights, we got some training in, so I wasn't really expecting much from this episode considering it's only the third one.
Right.
I was pretty much satisfied with what I got because being the third episode, got Mon Mothma as Chancellor now
I know,
of the
right?
New Republic. We got a couple senators.
We got Jason.
We saw
got
Jason.
He's not
Jason.
Jason.
Dula. Yeah. Green hair and all. So I was afraid that when they humanized him, they weren't gonna, add that little detail. But I liked that. And yeah, I liked it. I liked it. I'm guessing next week will be. We've been seeing in the trailers where like Balin, or Ahsoka confronts Balin in that Stonehenge looking thing,
Yeah.
like in the trailer.
The little star map.
Yeah, the star map. Because in the trailer it looked like it was activated. So, that's probably what we're gonna see next week. Or like yeah. So that's probably my prediction for next week is the confrontation between Ahsoka and Balin. Not excluding any flashbacks because he does mention Anakin in the trailer. And what seems like the star map. So, yeah, that's my little.
Your little view on this week's episode. It was again, as you said, it was short, 36 minutes. We I don't like short episodes because I feel like I don't like short episodes, but this was a good short episode. And it hands
Yeah.
off well. It sets up the next episode very, very well. It's not quite a cliffhanger, but it also just gets them ready for what the stakes are going to be in next week's episode. Um, as you mentioned, the dogfights were incredible. But I think now Star Wars cosplayers are going to have one new costume to make. Um, that that flight suit, that space suit is incredible. I thought she was gonna layer herself up, but no. I'm like, thank God he didn't, because that would have sent the fandom in a fire. Now, gravity in space makes no sense, and
Yeah.
that kind of threw me off a little bit. What I'm gonna think is gonna be it's all in the boots, but you know those are just my minor quips right there. Other than that, Hamato Ziono, just like right hand man to um, Mon Mothma, and I don't think you've watched. I don't think you've watched Resistance, have you?
No, I started watching it, but then I think
It it ain't
I don't
for
know what happened. I
everybody.
think I got distracted by something else, but I remember watching it. I was starting to get into it. Um, Especially when after they showed Kylo,
Oh damn.
then I don't know, I just fell off.
That's fair. A lot of people wrote that series off, but it's very important because here in this episode we see his dad, Hamato of, oh my gosh, not Alderaan,
Bosnian Prime.
Hosnian Prime. Thank you.
Yeah.
And just seeing a take of his politics here in this episode really shows to why Hosnian Prime fell off, and that's what happens. Um,
Because in the books they didn't think of anything about the First Order. They thought it was
No.
just a bunch of ragtag, um, imperial loyalists that didn't have any power at all. And then lo and behold, they ambushed them.
exactly, and it's so just seeing a glimpse of what his thought process was like kind of explains a lot of the things that was brought up in Resistance and that show. So it's a neat little thing to the. I think that neat little moment, Hamato Ziono, all the way to Jason. That was that nod to the animated project. So now moving forward into this one right here, um, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens with Balin versus Ahsoka. I want to see that. and
Yeah.
it builds up that hype for next week. So I'm very
Yeah,
excited.
he's probably gonna, he's gonna name drop a bunch of like past, like what she did in the Jedi Order, and obviously Anakin. If we don't see any flashbacks in the next episode, it'll probably be the next one because it'll be after like confrontation with Balin. So she's gonna be thinking about what he said, therefore it's gonna trigger flashbacks, and who knows, we might see Hayden. So...
Episode 5 has historically been one of the best episodes for cameos. I think it was starting Book of Boba. No, Mando season 2 was the first time we saw Ahsoka. That was episode 5. When we saw Mando in Book of Boba Fett, that was also episode 5. I'm definitely putting my money on
Zeb?
episode 5. Zeb.
Yeah.
Was that episode 5? Or was that episode 1?
I don't remember.
Ooh. I think Zeb still is the only one who hasn't made an appearance.
It may have been 5.
Zeb is the only one out of the surviving crew.
We haven't seen Callus. We haven't seen Mart.
That's right.
We've seen Jaikel. We've seen
Callus.
So those are the other characters that we have not seen just yet. But it was really good to see. It's really good to see Jason. But like there's not much that happened in this episode, and I'm okay with that because again, if I think this is part 1, episode 4 would be part 2, even though it's like part 3. I think Ahsoka's going by parts, like how Mando's going by books.
Yeah.
So that's my thinking on that. Let's head over.
What just crossed my mind? That's in Hazian Prime. You think Mon Mothma died in that?
Ooh.
Because you know how the New Republic didn't really have a planet, didn't really have like a central planet. They jumped planet to planet.
Right.
I wonder if Mon Mothma died in that attack, or if it was just the senators, just a senator.
Well, what was it? I mean, the way that they portrayed it in Resistance, Hamado survived, but the rest of Mon Mothma is inconclusive. I think I have to rewatch the episode.
Yeah.
But it's just shortly around the season 1 finale of Star Wars Resistance, getting into that one.
You think Thrawn's gonna show up?
I think Thrawn's gonna show up in 6, 7, or 8. It has to be one of the parts to wrap up the season.
Oh, my brother was saying this earlier that we all know that Thrawn's gonna show up. My brother said something how like the fact that he's probably gonna show up in the end, which I'm not gonna be surprised if they do, like at the end. And he said everyone was gonna be mad because they showed Thrawn and he's only gonna show up like the last 10 minutes or 2 minutes or so.
Yeah.
So I mean, I wouldn't be mad because I'm seeing Thrawn no matter what. So
yeah.
All right, real quick.
So I looked it up. Zeb came out in season 3, episode 5.
Episode 5. Episode 5 is the Filoni episode.
5.
The Filoni episodes are episode 5. That's pretty interesting. Real quick, I also want to get your take. Who do you think Marok is? Is Marok Ezra or is he Starkiller? What do you think?
Starkiller or another Inquisitor? One of the Inquisitors that survived. I don't know. That's my theory.
What would you lean towards? Starkiller? Because I don't want Ezra. It is possible that it's Ezra, but
I don't think it's Ezra. Well, the thing is, it can't be Ezra because why would they be looking for Thrawn if Ezra made it back?
True. You do have a point.
If Ezra made it out, Thrawn would have made it out. So, I don't know.
So very interesting take on that. I want to go to Heather now. I don't know. Is Heather available for comment?
Yes.
What's up? I'm right here.
What are your thoughts on the episode so far?
I liked it. I mean, it was too short. So I don't know. It just felt like a filler episode.
A
I
filler?
do like
The F
a
word.
little bit. A
Okay.
little bit. I mean, I think it was just because it was short.
It's I will I that's an interesting take on it. But
That's my
filler
only
for me
reason.
would be something like the Chopper finding his leg. Chopper finding a new leg. That's a filler episode. But um, this, because this.
I think I only say it because it was just short. That's my only complaint. It was
Okay.
short.
We'll see on Twitter what everybody thinks of it in just a moment. But filler could. I don't know if it's appropriate for this one because again, it hands off into the next episode very well. Versus
That's
Chopper
true.
fighting his leg.
Yeah, that's true. I'm just glad we got able.
I don't mean to interrupt, but I'm listening to the others using my phone because for some reason they're not going through my laptop.
Oh, okay.
Oh, sorry if I interrupted you.
No,
earlier.
you're good. You're good. You're
No,
good.
you're good. You're good. You're good. I'm just glad we saw Jason. That was a live action Jason.
Imagine if we.
Just call on me if you want to ask my.
All right, we'll do. So I want to continue to raise that question mark. The Marok. Do you think that's Starkiller, or is that Ezra, or could that be somebody else?
Ooh.
Asking me now, right?
Yes.
Well, I don't think it's Starkiller because introducing him this way would kind of be off. Would be they would introduce him as probably as Starkiller or as something, but not as a former Inquisitor. I don't think that.
Okay.
In terms of a surviving Inquisitor, it's not the was it the eighth brother?
I believe so. Yeah.
Not him because that one was in Malachor. Plus, body wise, it's not the same species.
He has been speaking in an alien language.
The eighth brother had he had 4 fingers in each hand, 3 fingers and a thumb, and then his feet were different. His feet were alien. It's not him. In terms of historically, masked characters tend to be someone we already know. So, and I wouldn't put it against Dave to completely switch this one up and just have him be like a new character, or someone so niche only like super diehards would know. Someone out of a book or out of a comic.
Okay. What would your shortlist be? If you had.
If I had one, my shortlist would be say Bears, but obviously it's not a female. I actually don't have one. This is
interesting.
I figure out who would have fallen to Empire after Order 66. It's human or humanoid.
Well, it's a still a very mysterious character. We hope to find out more.
The only thing that pops to my head would be Temple Guardian.
Ooh.
Not a Powan, because a Powan was the Grand Inquisitor was a Powan, but I think all of them are Powans, even though they have the same masks. But then again, masks would be, duplicated to be exactly the same as the other one. So I don't know. think that's false, but that's what's in my head right now.
All right. Let's switch over to the Twitter space. I refuse to call it X. Um, what's everybody saying about episode 3? And this. Okay. Switching over to hashtag Ahsoka because other people are talking about other episode 3s out there. Shin Hati is the new Star Wars waifu. I think that's a given.
Anybody else think she looks like Elizabeth Olsen in some shots?
Yes.
I was just
100%.
thinking
was
about
think-
that.
The
The one,
front shots while she was in the cockpit with the red
yeah.
lighting, I was like, when there was an angle
Yeah.
that she did with her head, I was like, she looked like
Right?
Every time.
I think it's the eyes.
Just looking at the thumbnail. This is the thumbnail. Like she looks like it. It's it's unseeable. You can't unsee it now. Oh Young, what did I miss? Ahsoka, we almost died. Sabine, multiple times. Standard operating procedure. Now that's what I call a Star War. Pew pew whoosh whoosh whoosh. That was a pretty those are some pretty good fight scenes. Some better than I've seen in other newer projects.
I was kind of hoping Morgan would perform some Night Sisters magic in this episode.
I mean, she might. It's still pretty early on, but she's she's been very much. I'll stand here and I will wait until something happens.
Like when she said, "I will handle them myself," I was expecting, like green magic coming out
Right?
of her hands.
I was like, yo,
you know,
just seeing that all animated, that would be pretty cool.
uh,
So the title of this is "Time to Fly." I couldn't think of any more perfect title to think for this episode. It really is just space battle and then go space battle. The Purrgil, man, live action Purrgil, that was quite the majestic thing.
I wasn't expecting to see them this soon.
Right?
They would be in the show because it's obviously Purgles be in this show, but expecting them much later than this. But
And,
it's nice to see them.
but looking at the scale of the Purrgil tentacles, like give it like they strangled a man. They held a man down with the tentacles of that size. Like I think Thrawn should have died. I
I should
mean,
have been squeezed through that,
just
but it could have
looking
been
at this,
tendrils.
true. But I don't see any of them that's like thinner than like a what do you call it? Than a garden hose. So it's really thick.
It was a calf.
Sam Witwer is once again listed as additional voices, but he didn't get credited as Marok.
Stop.
It's so great to have a show that knows where exactly it's headed and is headed there in a straight line. Pretty much. I mean,
Minute.
Ahsoka taking out a snub fighter in space with a lightsaber. Awesome. And something that Anakin would do.
So you said Sam Witwer was in the credits, but he's not credited as Marok?
Yeah. That is from. That's so hard to say. At TV Maniac OTVPS2. TV. Twitter.
Okay, so man, that opens up a whole bunch of headcanon right there.
Exactly.
'Cause now it's I wouldn't think it's Starkiller, but what you said right there. It's just now it's out there in the ether.
And I think it was like that in episode 2. Or the no, yeah, it was episode 2.
Didn't really speak. I don't think Rock spoke in episode 2.
Senator Ziona, why are we dragging anything with resistance into this? Because it's part of the Filoniverse. Anything animated, he touched. Waited all week for this episode and it was so short. It was basically an extended trailer for the next episode. Agreed. But Heather, I'm not hearing the F word. I'm not
What happened?
seeing.
Sorry.
I'm not seeing the F word.
What?
I'm not seeing filler here on Twitter.
I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't say anything. What are you talking about? I said it was short. I didn't say anything, okay?
Just because it's short doesn't mean it's filler.
Pretty
didn't-
fantastic episode of Ahsoka at SC
My
Centralized.
apology.
At Fan of Shield says, "Thank God they didn't make this kid wear contacts."
Oh my god. Her contacts looked a little weird today for in this episode.
BRB.
Mon Calamari cruisers are awesome. Next Tuesday for part 4. Loved episode 3 of Ahsoka, though it might be a little short going in. It was great. Who directed this? I didn't catch who directed it.
Steph Green.
Steph or Steph?
Steph? Steph Green?
Steph Green.
Something like that?
I was like, Seth Green? I was like, no way.
I was gonna say, ain't no way.
I mean, I think episode 4 might be Peter Ramsey, who directed
Forget what
last
it's
season.
called.
Filoni does the Kurosawa thing and lets certain scenes play out for a long time, and I can understand why that's not for some people, but I loved it. It's all about the build-up and the payoff, and Filoni delivered. The final 10 minutes are full of great action, and we got one of the most memorable and just badass Star Wars scenes in a while. This episode maybe not pushing the plot forward that much, but hey, guess what? It's not filler in any way. Slow, yes, but not
did
filler.
not say anything. I don't know what you're talking about.
It also expands the
to-
stakes of the
I like
story. It brings back some lore that George Lucas established, and it fully respects it. The cinematography is fantastic. The VFX looks great. The music is absolutely fantastic. I just wish it was longer. This was from Barry Skywalker 1 on Twitter. It was pretty good. Yeah, I agree.
Training scene.
Training scene. How did we forget about that? That was a really good training scene.
That's what the guy. That's what that Twitter
Oh,
X whatever user
that's what he
you know,
meant by
that,
it?
I think so because George
Oh,
obviously
yeah, that's
we remember the training scene with Luke and Obi-Wan in the Falcon.
Oh, yeah.
Iconic. I'm like, how did we
and-
forget about
yeah.
that?
I didn't think of it,
Yeah.
so.
because it's starting to like it's happening what I'm fearing. We're all forgetting about the
The OT?
T with so much new stuff and like everything being redone. Thank God for Dave and on for remembering being that age and remembering to bring it back because that was exactly what I was gonna fear. But anyway, but yeah, I like seeing her trained by Wu
Mm.
using projected lightsabers as a like target practice, and like how it reads her slices and like she's not slicing the right discs.
Yeah.
That's a nice little detail. But yeah, because we never really saw that. The most training we saw from a Padawan would be either they're on the field, it's in Yoda's classroom. We pretending to not pretending, practicing to deflect.
So I want to compare the I really hope that we get more of these training scenes in the upcoming episodes. Uh, but I want to talk about real quick the training styles of Kanan slash Ezra versus Ahsoka, because I remember back in that episode. I think it was Trials of the Dark Saber. I think that was the episode. One of my favorite episodes when Ezra was training her. But they were using practice sticks, and it was like, you never used practice sticks with Ezra. Why are you doing it with Sabine? And now we come back to see over with Hoyang and Ahsoka. They're going back to that similar technique. Why? Which style do you think is better for Sabine? Slash, which training style do you think is better? The way that she was taught to wield the dark saber, or her current lightsaber training?
Hmm. Not sure. I mean,
Interesting.
I think the way she was trained for dark saber was more hands-on fight, kind of like combat. But with the lightsabers, more sensing and force and mental. Yeah, more mental and physical and emotional instead of physical.
Mark, what do you think? Whose training style was
Um.
better?
Uh. Say again. Who am I comparing it with again?
So I'm comparing this to when Ezra and Kanan, Ezra and Kanan with her dark saber training in Trials of the Dark Saber versus Hoyang and Ahsoka's style, going back to the practice swords.
Think had Kanan lived, that he would have been her master.
Ooh,
'Cause they already had a rapport, they already had a connection, they already had, a foundation there. Whereas Ahsoka and Huyang, um, meet them until what? Just not years. Like, deep into what, season 2 of Rebels,
just about.
where we're supposed to believe that Sabine and Kanan, years prior to that, like they've already been a crew prior to that. So
That is true.
in terms of, that's why, when it came to Ezra and Kanan, it's more natural because they sense each other, and was obviously a lot more force sensitive than Kanan. But Kanan would have been a much better master to Sabine than Ahsoka is,
All right.
because
But yeah, that makes sense.
basically just Ahsoka taking an astray.
And I don't believe she had any training experience, right? I'm trying to think. That's why she kind of gave up on Grogu.
Yeah,
Well, she knew she wasn't, a teacher,
yeah,
so it was
because
almost
remember,
like Sabine was her trial run, and then she
yeah,
got, then she
yeah,
kind of got a little uh,
uh,
discouraged, I guess.
yeah, discouraged, yeah,
All right.
um, yeah, because Sabine was Ahsoka's first, and then Mando said, "Do you want Grogu?" And she's like, "No, go find Luke."
Yeah, that's right. That was the whole thing. That's why he came back.
Yeah,
All right. It is 7 o'clock local now, which means it is time for. Thank you so much for joining us here on the TASG Watch Party. Before we go, We got our out of tens. Mark, how would you rate this episode?
This episode, I would give it. I mean, I liked it. I would give it a 6.5 to 7.
Okay. How did you rate the first two episodes?
Doing it as one whole sitting or like as separately?
Whole one.
Um, I would say 7.5 to 8.
All right. That's still pretty good.
It was just the establishing, but I really liked
Right.
it. Yeah.
For me, it was like bringing these characters from animation to live action is no easy task. We've already seen some backlash already from it, from just a single screenshot before the show came out. But bringing these characters into the forefront, giving them the respect they deserve, seeing all the positive comments last week was a lot, and it was good to see that again. So now moving into the episode here, that's why like I rated it 9, 10. My only gripe was Sabine surviving the stabbing because now apparently everybody can do that.
Yeah.
Oh. I mean, I kind of justify it as. I mean, I didn't want to, but I have to. I kind of justify it as, uh, she was stabbed on the side.
Not the stomach.
Not wasn't really stabbed like dead center into the stomach. She was like kind of like, um, stabbed to the like towards the side of the stomach. So I was like, okay, well, I guess it wasn't like, you know, it hit her spleen or anything. So.
If at best, it just takes out the appendix and that was it.
Yeah, so that's how I can accept it, not get mad. So
Because that's like Filoni, bruh. We trusted you. But
I
that's
mean, then
my
again, Filoni was responsible for lightsaber helicopters, so it's not a win every time.
That is true. That is true. And I hope we see it. I hope we see it here. At some point.
As it was, I was like, I'm kind of there with you. I kind of want to see it, Maroc do it because I mean, might as well. It's a Filoni show, might as well.
Let's see what happens here in the next one. All right. Jensen, how did you rate episode 3?
I'm gonna give it 8.5.
8.5?
8.5. Portergill, Jason, Mon Mothma, dogfights.
That's a good
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
That is, for Star Wars, a good time.
So overall, a positive episode despite it being short.
Despite it being short. So, Heather, how would you rate it out of 10?
I give it an 8.
8? I will give it 8 as well. I'll give it an 8. 7.58, just because, again, the shortness of it, but also bringing back some of those George Lucas, bringing in those George Lucas vibes, are doing that. Our good friends on the other side, Strictly Casual, is they are live right now doing their live stream. So go tune in on that. It is on the Strictly Casual YouTube channel. They also do a lot of gaming. They got a couple of gaming streams coming up in the next couple of days. But go see Ryder and Company. Have a good time right then and there. So we're gonna end our part of the broadcast here, and we're gonna hand it over to Strictly Casual for their coverage. Special thank you to the Emperor himself, Mr. Mark Monarch, for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much to Jensen and Heather for joining us.
Yeah, of course, no problem.
And thank you to all of you for tuning in here. This has been Ahsoka, episode 3. We will see you next Tuesday, but stay tuned. I got a vlog coming out for you. It's Ahsoka's premiere, Ahsoka's first day in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge from last week. I may have had a what do you call it? YouTube short already out, but we have the full vlog ready to be posted in a moment's time. But I want y'all to check out our good friends at Strictly Casual. I'm going to share the link right here in chat. Um, Go ahead and check them out. They are live right now for post-show coverage. I'm Mark Canopy. Thank you for joining us. Good night, and we will see you next Tuesday for the TASG watch party of Ahsoka, Episode 4. So long, everyone.
See y'all later.
Ready to start Operation, whatever it may be. Again, Hera, I love Mary Elizabeth Winstead and what she's doing.